Welcome back. In session 6, we're going to talk about secret and system leads. So what does that mean for us to use a secret or a system lead? Again, now we're drifting down toward the more indirect type of leads here. A secret lead or a system, often being a system in order to deliver the secret to doing something by using a process, is a lead that taps into the instinct that people have when we say, I have a secret. Somebody wants to know what that secret is, and it's when the secret is connected to some kind of outcome that they really desire, then they really want to know what that secret is. Often like a feeling like a secret shortcut or a way of doing things that delivers a much greater result than if they did that without that special knowledge. Bill Bonner, who is a great copywriter and an information publisher, if you are able to reveal the secret, this is where he says, you look at people who are very rich, for instance, and you want to find out when somebody's very rich, how did they get very rich? What did they do that's different from everybody else? If you're the person who seems like you're able to reveal that secret, you already have a lot of people who want to listen to you. Okay, so that gives you credibility because you possess the thing that they desire. That's the secret to getting something done. This, as we just said, is more down toward this end, the indirect level. So now we're not talking about the product right away. We're not talking about the offer or any of those things. We're pushing those things further away, and we're coming in a sort of a back entrance here to the idea, to the concept. We're warming them up by saying, listen, I have a secret, and I want to tell you the secret. So we're going to be mostly developing the idea of what that great outcome will be once you know what this thing is, this special advantage. Secret leads often work best when you can give a special name to the secret. This lets you refer back to the secret throughout the copy. It also creates a certain feeling of mystique and uniqueness and newness because the person's not going to have heard that term before, so it can give a special kind of weight to that thing that's hidden in the gift box with the big question mark on it. You're trying to figure out what that is, and if you've never heard of it before, that helps pull you along. So what a secret does is the way that we respond to secrets when we encounter them in the wild, so to speak, is that somebody says that they know a little piece of information, and you have this strong desire, this strong feeling to know that piece of information. That's obviously curiosity. We want to be able to unravel things and understand them. That's just how we're driven. So here, though, we have, noticed in this example, what never ever to eat on an airplane. Well, that raises, and here the dirtiest, deadliest airline in the whole world. This book goes through and it reveals many, many secrets, a big book of secrets from the people at Bottom Line Personal. This is what they built their entire business on. The key was not just in arousing the curiosity, but arousing the curiosity in a way that it was attached to these feelings that people have, the fears that they have, the desires they have, any other kinds of emotions if they're angry about something, but also revealing that key little detail that they need to sort of complete that gap, to close that gap. This is the same idea as making sure that the secret is not just intriguing from a general curiosity level, but that it's going to be something that's relevant to the person that you are writing to. Sometimes that secret is going to be something that was just discovered, and that's what makes it new. It's a breakthrough. So here's an example. Announcing after 7 years in development, the Prime system, the only way to increase your market returns by 300 to 600% while cutting your risk in half. So this is going to go through and talk about this Prime system that was developed in the 7 years of development. It's probably not going to, it's definitely not going to reveal what that secret is, but it's going to go through and tease that thing and talk about the process of how it came about and why it didn't exist before. That gives that feeling that something new makes that secret more valuable. It could be a secret that is out there that you didn't know was out there, or that somebody is keeping from you. That's sort of conspiratorial angle. So something that might not just invoke your curiosity, but the emotion that it is attached to would be a little bit of anger that somebody hasn't told you this before, and a feeling of being cut out or left out of a little inner circle. Here in this sample from another investment research group, Wall Street's dirty little secret is controlling your profits. So here's a secret that is very important to me, because it's controlling what results I get in the stock market. And yet, at the same time, somebody has been keeping it from me. And presumably somebody else knows this secret, and they're using it to fight back and rack up a lot of profits here, 1,690, 1825, 2876, while you sleep. It's going to go through and it's going to talk about, in this lead, how you've been cheated out of something by not knowing this secret exists. And then it's going to promise that there is a little secret that you can use to not only not be outside that circle, but also to gain an advantage. It might be something that people just don't understand, a piece of knowledge that people are confused about, or something that in the public is just presented one way and there's a lot more to the story. So here we have an example. Can you tell which one of these healthy meals is loaded with one of the deadliest poisons in history? And here we have what look like perfectly reasonable meals, a salad, maybe this is some kind of, I can't tell if it's some kind of lasagna or meatloaf or something, and some kind of other salad with quinoa or rice or something. The answer below may shock you. So down below, we're going to find out that something that we thought was perfectly safe is not good for us, and that there is a toxic thing in the toxic poison in the food. Now, in this example, you're debunking the myth. You're actually going to have to reveal what the truth is about this myth, but then there's going to be some level, the next secret, the next layer of that secret, that takes it a little bit further. Instead of eating this, you want to eat that. So we see that that kind of harkens back to that problem-solution lead in this case here. They may be kinds of things, secrets, that come from somebody who is on the inside, who's figured this out. So we know that people who are experts in an area, they're experts based on pieces of information that they have acquired through their experience that let them be better at what they do than I am. So we would ordinarily have to pay those people to deliver that information to us. In this case, it's offering to reveal that information to the person for less than having to pay somebody else to do it, to be able to do it yourself, to be able to be self-sufficient. And in this example, 7 secrets to earning double a market's return with mutual funds, the surest and simple way to grow wealthy and sleep like a baby every night. And it goes on here to talk about how most of the mutual funds out there are poor investments. Now, most of us don't know that. We just assume that every mutual fund is designed to help us gain in the market. But people who are inside the industry know which ones beat the market, which ones don't, and how to tell the difference. So here are the insiders. They're doing it differently. How are they doing it differently? That's value to that secret. Here we have a secret. Waking at 3 a.m. is not a sleep problem. It's a melatonin problem. Okay, so it's changing. That's a myth that's being debunked. And we're telling a new angle on that, a new piece of information. So you gain my trust immediately by saying this problem that you're trying to solve, the reason you can't solve it is because of something you don't know, a little piece of a secret. But just like we saw in those problem-solution things or in the promise leads, as soon as you establish that position, you immediately have to start proving that you are somebody credible. You're somebody who's going to know that that secret exists. Why would you be privy to that information? And how big is that piece of information? How important is it to what I'm trying to figure out? So that has to happen very quickly. Here, it establishes why a melatonin problem is keeping people at night. Shocking fact number 1, shocking fact number 2. It goes through and gives a case of why, and here we have the new melatonin from a Harvard doctor and MIT researcher who swear by it. So the credibility is immediately established. Not only is there a secret, but that secret comes from a very credible source. That's something that has to happen very quickly in these leads. You're also going to want to imply that knowing this secret has value. And the way that you imply that it has value is you make a promise somewhere in that secret, implied or stated outright. So here, how to get free gas every time you fill up. So we have this information that somebody out there knows about every time they go out to get gas. They don't pay anything for it. How do they do that? And that's the secret that's going to be given away. But there's also this promise here, is this free gas. That's a pretty straight, flat-out claim as well. So they're both kind of wrapped up in the secret. Very often you're going to see when somebody does a secret lead that a promise is going to fall right below that in the headline complex or very early into the lead. You're going to show what the value is of knowing that secret. What that secret does is offer to open that gateway, to remove that barrier that somebody has between them and the result that they want to get. Because otherwise, why would you want the secret? It's a secret as a kind of a shortcut. A shortcut is about heading in a direction that you want to go and getting there faster, getting there easier. What's very important in most of the secret promotions, except maybe that one about debunking a myth and then adding an extra layer, is that you are not going to, at any point, give away the secret that you possess, because the secret is the very thing that you hope that people will pay to receive. That's what they want, and that's the barter, the exchange that you are agreeing to by opening up that promise to somebody. So you have a secret promotion and you have it out. You make this existence of this secret obvious up at the top. Maybe right in the headline, you talk about it. You may give it that extra new name to make it feel like something they've never heard before, the story that nobody's ever told them before. And that person's going to realize you have to connect it to a benefit. That person's going to realize they want that secret. That's a secret they want to know. It has to be something that's relevant to them. And what makes it relevant is what it does for them, what makes it useful or beneficial. You're not going to disclose it in the lead. You're going to go in, you're going to imply that its existence is very real. You're going to show that it's credible. Then you're going to get into the body copy all the way through. This sets the pace. Remember, the lead sets the pace. All the way through the body copy, you're going to keep revisiting and talking about the secret. And instead of revealing it, you're going to need to say something. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to show that secret, which nobody sees. It's in this box that's unopened with the question mark on it. This thing in this box caused this fantastic result. The thing here caused this result, and then this result, and this result. You're giving credibility to the secret. And then you get to the end, and when the person says, okay, it's great, I understand, it works, tell me the secret. You say, sure. Click this button, you go to the offer page, and when you reply and place your order, you will find out the secret immediately. You'll be able to download the report, you'll get it sent to your house, etc. What we're talking about here is something that works, as we said before, based on this irresistible urge for us to know. This is a survival instinct, that for us to know how something is done, how the process is done, so that we can repeat that thing and we can do it as efficiently as possible. That's what secrets capitalize on. So no matter what it is, it must be a must-know piece of information, something that the person really, really desires to have. This is used for selling all kinds of things where you have somebody who's in the position of expertise who's going to be able to say, listen, this is what makes me the expert. This is the piece that I figured out. And you can use this to sell almost anything as long as you have a real secret that is a piece of information you know that they want to have. If you can't really figure out, if you don't have something that you think of as a secret, maybe what you can do is analyze what it is that you offer and figure out how that would look. You might think of it how that would look if you were on the other side of the equation. If you were the person that had the problem that needed to be solved, you might see those things that you offer differently and realize that at one time they were secrets to you as well. So that can help you come up with a new way to talk about what you're doing or what you're selling and pass it off as a secret. And any little detail about what you do can be a surprisingly small detail, might actually be a secret ingredient or a secret technique or a secret detail that just changes the way that somebody sees the problem that they're trying to solve. Once you do that, take that thing and give it the significance that that secret would deserve. That secret, if it's valuable, if it's truly valuable, is going to be to somebody else very important, but you're going to need to recast that in a light that makes it clear how important that is instantly, so that when the person sees that, they're going to look at it and go, that's an essential piece of information. That's why it's often valuable to give it a new name, because when they look at it, they're going to say, aha, this is really a real thing. It's got importance. It's got gravitas. It's this kind of thing where I want to know. It's got to have these confines of that box with the question mark. It's got to be a thing that fits into a space. And that space that you give it is often that name that you create that helps make it new. So in section 7, we're going to talk about an even more indirect kind of lead. This one is called the declaration lead. Now,
I'm sure that one is a little bit more obscure if you try to figure out what that is and how that works. So we're going to look at what makes that work and how it's successful, and the times that you might find that this is your best way into making a pitch for something that you have to sell or to a certain kind of audience. So thank you, and I'll see you in session 7.